Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today's reaction is going to be on JAX, the Grandmaster at Arms. So just to recap how my reactions work is we're going to take a look at the story and biography for this champion first. We'll move on to any cinematic trailers that they might have. We'll take a look at their skins, take a look at the Fandom Wiki, and then we end off with the voice lines and special interactions. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this champion other than he's one of the older ones. I think he came out in 2009. And then he also just had a rework done not that long ago, like maybe a month or so ago. So I decided, hey, let's do a reaction to this champion. They just got recently updated. I think this is prime time to do a reaction for him. Other than that, though, guys, I'm really completely blind going into this character. So let's find out more. Strength and will are what make a weapon. Okay, I like that quote. It's a good one. Role is fighter. Region, we have Runeterra. So that tells me he doesn't come from a specific region at all. Related champions, we have Aatrox. Whoa. And then Fiora, Cassidon, which I haven't gotten around to yet, and Zillion? Is that how you say his name? Out of these champions, the only one we've reacted to is Aatrox. The other champions I know a little bit about just from like using them in TFT, but I don't really know their lore whatsoever. Okay, so the paragraph here says Runeterra's greatest weapons master, JAX is the only survivor of the Kohari, champion sworn to the defense of Acacia. But when the Void was unleashed against the Shuriman Empire's ascended host, Acacia was destroyed, leaving JAX without a home or purpose. He gathered the last light of Acacia, a symbol of his hope to one day defeat the Void, and now travels the world searching for warriors strong enough to face the coming darkness by his side. Okay, so we have one of the front runners when it comes to taking on the Void, which is, you know, obviously a coming darkness that is just definitely like a looming doom that is going to come to the world of Runeterra at some point. Not much has moved on with the Void nonsense, really, to be honest, lately. But, you know, it looks like JAX is one of the front runners when it comes to taking that on. Cool. All right, let's take a look at his biography. It says, Jax Kale Rinks, Acathun grew up in Acacia. Oh, man, what a name that is. Okay, we're just going to call him JAX if that name comes up again. A satrapy of the Shuriman Empire. Ever since he was a boy, his father told him of when their home was a proud, independent nation before it was ground under the heel of Shuriman oppression. He told him of the Kohari, heroes who protected Acacia and its Mage King. The Mage King had resisted Shurima's conquest, but when he died in battle, his Kohari protectors followed him, committing ritual suicide. Interesting. The Shuriman Emperor displayed the Kohari's decaying bodies for all to see, and the Mage King himself was impaled above the city gates, his bones left to molder. Wow. Well, okay, Shurima's not very nice. Jax's father had witnessed this cruel act, and over time he passed down to his son the burning resentment that was growing in every Acacian heart. Even so, JAX committed himself to the study of arms, learning from Shurima's weapon masters as well as his own clan's elders. After many centuries of Shuriman rule, a massive earthquake struck the coastal province of Sabera. The destruction revealed something hidden deep beneath the earth, something dark and of great power, perhaps strong enough to even overcome Shurima's godlike ascended warriors. JAX was entrusted with protecting the Acacian mages who encountered this discovery, which the guards just barely contained with brazier staves that blazed with conjured elemental fire. Disturbed, he escorted the mages to the governing council so they could tell of what they'd learned. Oh no, they called this power the Void. Immediately, the council recognized its potential, but JAX saw the doom the Void portended. As a master of weaponry, he knew the danger of using a weapon they could neither fully understand nor safely harness. He regretted that he didn't kill the mages as they rode from Sabera. He would regret even more in the days to come. So we are like seeing when the discovery of the Void is discovered in this part of Runeterra. Okay. Confident that the Void could defeat the Shuriman overlords, the council crowned a new Mage King. The Kohari were rebuilt, with JAX among the first to join their ranks. They triumphed in early engagements, and JAX even killed one of the vaunted Ascended in battle, watching with pride as its corpse was paraded around the liberated city of Bizek. Okay, so we're getting what timeline is this taking place in? This seems like it's very long ago, according to like present day in Runeterra. When the Ascended host approached Acacia, JAX and his brethren assembled on the front lines. As the two armies churned the earth beneath them into crimson loam, Acacia's mages and priests deemed the time had come to unleash the Void. Ruin swept over the land as Acacians, Shurimans, and even Ascended were unraveled from existence. The city's walls collapsed as the Void swallowed thousands into cold, silent oblivion. Wow. I want a cinematic on this. Do we have a cinematic for JAX? I hope there's something. In moments, Acacia was lost. Jax rode to the ruined crater where the void had been summoned, determined to fall upon his sword like the Kohari of old. Okay, he was going to ritually sacrifice himself, huh? But before he could take his life, he saw among the devastation a discarded brazier stave that he recognized from Sebera. It still blazed with elemental fire that harmed the void. This flame kindled a spark in Jax's heart. He took up the stave and left behind the ruins of his homeland, tending to this last light of Acacia and the hope it represented. Okay, so this is his last light of Acacia when he saw just a brazier stave that was still on fire from the elemental fire, and he saw that it harmed the void. So he's like, okay, this is an important representation of Acacia. Grieving and ashamed, Jax forsook his old name, and from that day was known only as Jax. Okay, yeah, because I don't want to say the full name, I'm just going to butcher it. He became a wanderer, traveling across the known world into places beyond any map. As he bore the elemental fire, Jax's life extended beyond even the expectations of his long-lived people. Yet the farther he went from Acacia, the lower the flame burned, until it threatened to gutter out once and for all. Jax understood with grim resolution that he couldn't run from his past. That's a good representation there. He had a duty to return and fight. The advance of the void had been halted by the last surviving ascended, but its singular threat endured. For centuries since, Jax has roamed, a vagabond warrior searching for those strong enough to rebuild the Kohari. Though he has fought countless times against beings of great skill, courage, and power, none have yet convinced him that they can march against the coming darkness. Oh, not a single person. The fall of Acacia has plagued Jax with doubt, but one thing remains certain. When the final battle comes, Jax will stand against the void, even if he has to face it alone. Wow, what a final sentence there. That's really cool. What we're getting here is kind of like the lone warrior kind of champion is what I'm going to say here. He's probably very skilled with arms. He wants to rebuild the Kohari and take on the void because they pretty much just swallowed 1,000 people and swallowed Acacia whole, all in just like a matter of minutes probably. That's pretty cool origin story for this guy. So obviously his whole main thing is, you know, obviously he doesn't like the Ascended or Shurima or anything like that, but he's very much so, his mind is set on the void. He needs to get rid of the void. You know, there are a few other champions I would say that we've reacted to that are also the same way. You know, we have Kaisa, who's, you know, Kaisa's story is very interesting. She's actually one of my faves when it comes to her lore and stuff. But yeah, Jax is another one of those people that's whole lore and mindset is straight up on the void. So this is really cool. Let's see what story we get. I have no idea if this story is new or old. It's probably old. They probably didn't like do a new story for Jax. I have no idea though, but let's take a look. This is called None Shall Pass. And then I assume this is the brazier stave that we had mentioned in the biography. Jax sat cross-legged at the center of the bridge with his long hafted pole arm resting on his knees. Demacia had not changed much since he had last traveled this way, but that didn't surprise him. Okay, so he's in Demacia hanging out. Its people zealously protected their borders, which had turned them into pretty decent fighters. Well, some of them anyway, he thought, wiping a spot of blood from the softly glowing head of his lamppost. He flicked the droplet over the parapet to the river below and reached into his robe to pull out his third hard-boiled egg of the day. Tapping it on the cobbles, he slowly peeled the shell as he heard the warriors at the edge of the bridge try to decide which one of them would face him next. Oh, is he currently in Demacia teaching people how to fight? This is cool. Jax lifted his mask and bit into the egg. He took a deep breath, tasting sun-ripened crops on the wind and freshly turned earth from the expanse of farmland stretching to every horizon. Jax sighed to see a realm at peace made him homesick for a land that no longer existed. That's kind of sad. He shook off the chill of memory, knowing thoughts of Acacia would only distract him. His robes were heavy, but the sun's warmth didn't reach the mottled and oddly hued skin beneath. No part of his flesh was visible, which was probably just as well. He wasn't even sure what his skin looked like anymore. Okay, that's kind of nasty, to be honest. Yeah, we haven't got any indication of what or who Jax really, like, I guess he's a Acacian, but he doesn't seem like he's a normal human, I guess. I'm not quite sure. A cold wind scudded over the snow-capped mountains to the north, and a distant storm disgorged rain over distant fields and settlements. Where Jax came from, there was little in the way of clouds and even less rain. Perhaps the storm would come south and make the cobbles of the bridge slippery. That might make this more challenging for him. It would also make things more difficult for his opponents, and perhaps that was no bad thing. After all, a warrior worthy of fighting at his side in the battles against the monsters from beyond would need to be adaptable. He heard the clatter of armor and the whisper of a blade cutting air. Stand and face me, ordered a powerful voice. Okay, so he's actually right now seeking out warriors, right, to help fight the void. So what he's doing is he's kind of just fighting people to see who's actually worthy. Jax held up a finger while he finished his egg. He licked his lips, then settled his mask back over his face before looking up at the warrior standing before him. The man was powerfully built, broad of shoulder and thick of arm. Armored head to foot in gleaming warplate of burnished steel, he carried a double-edged hand-and-a-half sword, and looked like he knew how to use it. JAX approved. You seem like a man who can hew iron birch trees all day and still have energy left for a tavern brawl, said JAX. I'll not waste words on you, monster, said the warrior, assuming the same fighting stance all the others had. JAX sighed, disappointed the defeat of the 15 men before this one hadn't taught them anything. Monster, he said, rising to his feet in one smooth motion. I could show you monsters, but I fear you wouldn't live long enough to tell anyone what a real monster looks like. He swung his lamppost around to loosen the muscles in his shoulders. Not that he needed to, but he'd been fighting on and off for the last 4 hours, and it might make the man facing him feel like he at least had a chance of winning this duel. Wow, okay, JAX is nuts. This is really cool. For Demacia, shouted the swordsman, and he attacked with the same tired, predictable strikes all the others had. Okay, I don't know a good description of Garen. I don't know if this is Garen. I'm hoping it's Garen. For Demacia might be something that any other warrior might say, though. The man was fast and strong enough to wield his sword in one hand. JAX swayed aside from the first blow, ducked the second, and parried the third. He spun inside the swordsman's guard and hammered his elbow against the side of his helmet. The metal buckled, and the man went down on one knee with a grunt of pain. JAX gave him a moment to still the ringing in his head. The man tore off his helm and dropped it to the bridge. Blood matted the side of his head, but JAX was impressed at how the man controlled his anger. Demacians had always been sticklers for discipline, so he's glad to see that hadn't changed. The man took a steadying breath and attacked again. A series of blistering fast cuts that went high and low, a mixture of sweeping slashes, gliding thrusts, and overhead cuts. JAX parried them all, his lamppost in constant motion as it deflected the Demacian's blade and delivered stinging, bruising riposts to the man's arms and legs. This is really cool. I like, we haven't reacted to a champion like this where we're getting like intricate detail of them fighting and like them just like making it seem easy, right? He feinted left and hooked his lamppost around the opponent's legs, putting him flat on his back. He jabbed the butt of his post into the man's belly, doubling him up and leaving him gasping for air. Had enough yet? Asked JAX. I can swap hands if it makes it easier. A Demacian would rather die than take succor from an enemy, said the warrior, lurching to his feet. The man's stoic facade was crumbling in the face of JAX's mockery, and when he attacked again, it was with a ferocity untempered by discipline and skill. He essentially just angered the warrior, and now he's not fighting well, probably. JAX ducked a risky beheading strike and switched to a one-handed grip of on his lamppost. He spun his weapon under the man's sword and rolled his wrist. The Demacian warrior's sword was wrenched from his grasp and flipped through the air. JAX caught it deftly in his free hand. Yeah, JAX is essentially making a mockery of Demacia's like finest warriors, and that's cool. Like that makes JAX a really awesome champion, and obviously clearly really skilled in combat. And we don't know what weapon specifically, but I'm sure he could probably use any weapon that's meant to be a weapon, I suppose. Maybe he's not good with ranged weapons, who knows? Nice little weapon, he said, spinning the blade in a dazzling series of master fencer's strokes, lighter than it looks. The Demacian drew his dagger and rushed him. JAX shook his head at his foolishness. He threw the sword from the bridge and sidestepped a series of blistering fast thrusts. He ducked a sweeping cut and caught a thunderous right cross in his open palm. He nodded toward the river. I hope you can swim, he said, and twisted his wrist, lifting the armored warrior from his feet and flipping him over the bridge's parapet. The man splashed down into the river, and JAX planted his lamppost on the cobbles. Oh, that's so cool. See, now this whole story, I would love to see this as a cinematic. Who's next? He said. Oh, what a badass line to say. Who's next? That would be me, said a woman dismounting a gray gelding at the end of the bridge. Okay, this has to be Fiora is my guess, because in the biography page, it showed her as a related champion. Her horse's flanks were lathered with sweat, her cloak dusty from a hard ride. She wore a silver steel breastplate, and a long bladed sword was scabbarded at her hip. Okay, yeah, this is Fiora, right? She marched past the men at the end of the bridge and strode toward him, moving with a perfect economy of motion, utterly in balance and supremely confident in her skill. Her features were angular and patrician, framed by dark hair streaked with crimson. Her eyes were cold and unforgiving. They promised only death. Who are you? Asked JAX, intrigued. Oh yes, this is cool. My name is Fiora of House Laurent, she said, drawing her weapon, a dueling saber that gleamed with a perfect edge. And this is my bridge. JAX grinned beneath his mask. Finally, an opponent worth fighting. Oh, this is cool. But then, you know what I hope happens? They end up becoming like best friends or something. But, you know, Demacians seem a little stubborn in their ways, so I don't know. Jax seems friendly, though. That's another thing that I would say we got from this story. Other than his fighting skills, he seems like pretty friendly. He's not killing the Demacians. He's not, you know, actually hurting them like badly. He's kind of just toying with them, right? And I would love to see this fight between Fiora and Jax. This was a fun read, to be honest. I'm a little intrigued by what Jax is wearing too. We haven't gotten any like indicator or anything like that. Maybe we'll see it in the Fandom Wiki or something. We'll get more of a description of what he's wearing and why. Or maybe those are just like typical Acathian things. I'm not sure. But otherwise, yeah, this was a really fun story. I like that we get to learn how easily he can take out Demacian soldiers. And then I don't know how this fight with Fiora would go, but he's excited about it. You know, I've seen this kind of character in movies or TV shows or whatever before, or in comics or something, where there's like the really good warrior, and then when he gets excited when he finds an opponent worth fighting. In anime too, right? You'll find a champion like this or a character like this. So this was a really fun read. All right, everybody, this is going to be a blast from the past for a lot of you, because this is an 11-year-old champion spotlight that we have for JAX. It's the only thing that they have. They haven't done an updated gameplay spotlight. Maybe they haven't changed his core gameplay too much. You guys let me know on that. I think it was the rework that we just had was kind of just a visual update. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. And you guys let me know in the comments if this stuff is just like completely bogus, or if like this stuff
JAX,
is still the same.
The Grandmaster at Arms.
All right, there's the old JAX there. Okay.
JAX is a melee fighter and duelist.
Oh, the
adept
voice
at
is
killing
so
targets
old
one
too.
at a time, while surviving attacks from surrounding enemies. JAX's passive is Relentless Assault. Every time JAX lands a basic attack, he gains bonus attack speed for a few seconds.
Okay, getting
this
attack
bonus
speed.
stacks multiple times up to a cap.
That's good.
Leap Strike sends JAX lunging toward target minion, monster, champion, or ward.
That's
whether
really
friend
good.
Or foe. If the target is an enemy, JAX will also damage it.
It looks like it
Max
goes pretty
Leap Strike
far.
by level 13 for mobility,
And he can jump
damage
to
output, taking
ally?
1 point by level 3 for jungling, and a point at level 1 when laning. Empower causes JAX's next basic attack to deal bonus damage. This
That's
ability
good.
will
Simple.
reset JAX's attack timer, meaning you can use it as an almost free attack if you time it correctly.
Oh, okay,
Additionally, if you activate Empower before using Leap Strike, it will deal damage on top of Leap Strike.
That seems just
For
an
maximum
overall
damage
good
output,
ability.
Max Empower by level 9, with your first point at level 2. Counter Strike buffs JAX for a few seconds, causing him to dodge every attack made against him for the duration.
Oh, see, that's really
At the end of this duration,
cool.
JAX stuns and damages all nearby enemies. Counter Strike deals bonus damage based on how many attacks JAX dodged. Take just one point in Counter Strike early and max it last.
That's
when
awesome.
jungling, grab it at level 1. JAX's ultimate is Grandmaster's Might.
Okay, that's the ultimate.
Passively, it grants bonus damage to every third consecutive attack JAX makes.
Okay.
Though this counter resets if JAX waits too long between attacks. When activated, it grants JAX bonus attack damage and ability power for a few seconds.
That's the ultimate?
I play
Okay.
JAX as a jungler,
I mean, that's good.
starting with Counter Strike and a Vampiric Scepter. Upon reaching level 3 for
Okay,
Leap Strike,
so we're not even going to watch the rest of this, because I know the old videos, they like to like go into in-depth stuff and like what you should use, what you should buy, like that kind of stuff. I really just wanted to get a grasp of his abilities. So we're not going to fully, and then this is like all old League of Legends. So again, we don't really need to go into it. So his abilities are very kind of basic. You guys will have to let me know if they've changed that a bit. I mean, the Leap Strike is just what it is, a Leap Strike. And then he has an Empower, and then he just has like abilities that make him attack faster or do more damage, which seem like, again, very basic abilities. The Counter Strike one, I guess, is a little bit different. That one's really cool. He can just like dodge attacks and things like that, and then he'll like he'll Counter Strike back if he dodges a whole bunch, and he'll do a lot more damage. So I mean, I think that's really cool. He's a martial artist almost, it seems like, right? And that makes sense with his lore and with his story and biography and things like that, because he's very skilled when it comes to combat. I want to hear from you guys, though, if they've done anything with the rework with his gameplay, or if it's pretty much stayed the same core gameplay for JAX throughout the years. Next up, we have JAX in Legends of Runeterra. This came out a year or so ago.
Go all at once.
Okay. All right, so he's a 2-mana 3/2 Origin Grandmaster at Arms. Auto-equip the Light of Acathia. Okay, I understand that. And level up when he's equipped allies have struck for 15+ damage. Okay. So he's an equipment type deck. Improvise. This is a new word. Choose one of two random options from a depleting pool of equipment and equip it to this ally. If the ally wasn't played from hand, it equips a random. Okay. Yeah, so an equipment type deck is what JAX would go on. Got it. Potato pain.
Fish up something to eat after this battle?
Catch and release only. Do you kill everyone you beat?
Let me show you how we did it in Acacia.
Ooh, okay. I like that voice line there from the Wandering Shepherd.
There be contenders out here.
Okay. What do we got here? Catch, combat reel. So he wants to put a lot of equipment on his allies and then just have them deal damage.
Just me or
amulets.
Scarier in here?
Okay, so amulets
Jax,
too.
I'm on your side. Don't worry.
Glad there's a chef on the team now. What's for dinner?
That's me hearing his voice for the first time. He sounds really cool. I'm excited to get into his voice lines since they're actually like brand new.
You got nothing I can't handle.
Okay. Oh, level up.
1,000 years of battle and I'm just
Ooh,
warming up.
that was good. Okay, so he becomes a 4/3. And then when he attacks, give me +1/+1 for each equipped ally this round. Very cool. That was a good level up animation. I think that was a really good one, for sure.
Korihim, I'm Halvaligra.
Are there other champions that like have like equipment type stuff attached to them? I imagine there would be. He's got to like, you know, synergize with another champion, I imagine. I see Pantheons in this deck.
Today we stand.
What is that? Sherry's? Is that what it said? Oh, it can share a weapon? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it shares the equipment. That's a cool card.
You're gonna want to watch this.
Dang. Pantheon was buffed up there. All right. I kind of want to look at some of these. So JAX's Counter Strike. So that's still in the game. Entrenching Lure. Yeah. Sherry's over here. Catch. Very cool. Yeah, cool. You guys let me know. So that came out in August of last year, it looks like. You guys let me know all about JAX and Legends of Runeterra, how good he is, if equipment decks are pretty good, all that kind of stuff, all right? Next up, we have the new champion theme, which actually, as of recording this, only came out 6 days ago. So this is good timing. I actually didn't know the theme was that fresh. So let's go ahead and take a listen together, probably for the first time for a lot of you. Okay, we're getting the concept art on the rework here. I like that they do that now. Okay. This is kind of hype. I like that background melody. The drums are good. Oh! Oh, we're seeing the musicians this time, too. That's cool. Love me a good violin. I think the drums are standing out in this one. Oh, and we're getting some choir in the background. Oh, that's a sick skin. Oh, this is a good song. Yeah, this is getting added to my Spotify playlist. This is good. There's a hockey JAX? Okay. Spoilers for the skins, but is this a samurai JAX? Because this looks insane. Oh, I can already tell I'm going to like a lot of the JAX skins. Wow. We got biker JAX. Got like a gladiator JAX. These are cool. I imagine they released a lot of new skins too, or they have to like redo all the old skins, I would imagine. I like the addition of the choir in this. It adds a lot. Oh, that's cool. It's like really fast paced here too, and I like that with the song. Oh, it's very triumphant. Like when it fully comes in, everybody at the same time here. Very like heroic type music for sure. Yeah, like triumphant and heroic, which is what I imagine JAX to be. Getting some interesting skins here. He has a lot of variety, which is good. He has 3 fingers, huh? Oh, that's a good one. Which is just his basic rework, I imagine. That was good. Yeah. That was very fitting, I think, for his champion. You know, I don't have the full picture of JAX just yet. We still need to take a look at like the Fandom Wiki and, you know, a couple of other things. But I feel like this was very heroic and triumphant music for JAX. And I think it fits his champion pretty well. And, you know, this is Acathian. I guess I would say this is probably Acathian themed music. I assume that's what they were going with, you know, restarting the lore for him. Not restarting the lore, but reworking him, you know, doing a new theme for him. I would say that they probably tried to go with an Acathian style. And I thought it was really good. I like to see that we got the musician in the actual video. That was really cool to see them performing. So this song had a lot. It had, you know, it had strings. It had drums. The drums came in early. We had choir in about maybe a quarter of the way in. They came in and added a lot to it. And then there was the full like orchestra band all at the same time. And it sounded very triumphant. And I thought that was really good. Let me know what you guys think of the new theme. I thought this was really good. I don't know if he had a theme before. You know, the login screens back then were usually like maybe like a minute or a minute and a half. I don't know if JAX had one because he's just such an old champion that this is officially maybe his, you know, first official login screen. So this was really good to witness for the first time. All right, so sweet guys, we got a bunch of skins to look at for JAX. I'm gonna go through all of them. I'm gonna at the very end try to pick my top 3. I of course want to hear from you guys as usual what your favorite skin is for JAX. There's a bunch here, so it might be kind of hard to pick. I will try to do my best though to pick my top 3 favorites. Okay, we have the original here. I think his original design is really good. You know, obviously they did rework him just recently, so they probably just updated a lot of things here and made him a little bit more modern looking than his previous look. Let's move on. We have the hockey one. It's called the Mighty. Hockey's fun. I like watching hockey games in real life. The skin, though, I think we have a bunch that are going to be better than this for going forward. So, okay, we saw a preview of this one as well. This is the Vandal, the motorcycle one. This one's cool. I think it's all right. Again, like the mask is like a really cool part of his look. And the mask even on the hockey one looks really good to me. The mask is really awesome for him. What do we have? Ooh, Angler. So Angler, I'm assuming he's a fisherman. Nothing quite like the piece of the great outdoors waiting for that perfect bite. Yeah, this is a really good looking skin for JAX. I'm not going to say it's top 3 yet because I'm going to wait till the very end, but I really like the artwork on this one. We have PAX. Okay, so this was a PAX East event skin. So it looks a little similar to the Angler one, maybe with a little bit of a different color design. But yeah, let's move on. Jaximus. Okay, so this is a gladiator skin, essentially, straight up from the Gladiator movie, because I'm assuming it's referencing the Gladiator movie, being the main character in that movie is Maximus. This is a good one. I mean, Gladiator's a fantastic movie, and they still, even with the Gladiator armor, they still make it look like JAX. Being in the sense, you know, we have his giant, you know, hand here with his 3 fingers holding the giant, I don't even know what this kind of weapon is here specifically, but it's really the mask that makes JAX stand out, in my opinion. And the mask looks really good here. Temple. Okay, Temple again. It's the hat that's doing it for me. It's very similar again to the Angler and the PAX one. I think this one's a little bit cooler than maybe the PAX one, but the Angler one's really good in my opinion. Nemesis. Now we're getting, what is that mask? Now see, this is where we're getting a deviation on the mask, yet it is still very much JAX because nobody else has this kind of, I don't know, design on their face. It doesn't necessarily look like Jax though off the get-go, but it looks really cool. The mask is totally different and it's giving him like villain vibes. Okay, we have SKT T1. So this is honoring Impact's winning performance as Jax during the 2013 championships. Wow, long time ago. Okay, so we see Jax here. That looks really good. So I don't know what design they're going with here. You know, like the overall aesthetic of all the champs here. I don't know what the, you know, the overall idea was here with this one, but let's move on. Next we have Warden. Okay, a lone warden claims to have lived since the destruction of the original protectorate. So he's like clad, he's like full clad armor here. You don't even get to see his face. Yet again though, the mask is different. Like it's unique in a sense that it still makes it look like Jax. And it's mostly the weapon here doing it as well. The weapon is really cool looking here, as well as his 3 fingers here in full armor. It almost makes him look like he's a robot, but you know, he is probably just in full armor here, but it looks really, really good. I like this one a lot. And I like the color aesthetic too as well. And then like the gold around him. That one's feeling like a top 3 to me, but again, I'm going to wait till the very end here. Okay, we have God Staff. Okay, hold on. What is going on with this one? So first off, super cool pose that he's doing right now. The brazier staff is looking super unique. The mask, he's looking down. But it looks so insane. He's got like these holographic like arms coming out of him. It says the God Staff was once an earthly champion who searched fruitlessly for a weapon worthy of his power. At the twilight of his life, he finally came across a staff glowing with the light of the gods, granting him immortality and even greater strength. This skin is sick. This skin is really cool looking. Holy crap. So far, this is probably my favorite. Let's go on, though. Mecha Kingdoms. Okay, so we're getting another mecha skin here. They make them look gigantic, and I guess that's the whole point with the mecha ones. This one looks really cool, too, because, you know, it's getting, you know, any of these mecha skins, it's giving off Gundam vibes. It's giving off, like, Transformers a little bit. But this, I don't know, it's the wings for me that look really cool. You know, we got the little holes here in the mask to give it the Jax flair. You know, the weapon, the same thing, the 3 fingers, all the same aesthetics to give it the Jax look. This is actually a really unique and good looking mecha skin for me. Some of the mecha skins I haven't been the biggest fan of, but this one looks really good. I'm actually saying Jax's skins are freaking like, I don't know, they're pretty insane. That's all I have to say so far. Conqueror. Okay, we're getting more back to a regular kind of Jax look, although the mask here looks a little different. This is celebrating MSI 2021. This one's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. And then we have a Prestige Conqueror, just a little bit of a different design here. He's got looks like hair added on to his character here, a little bit different. So let's move on though. Then we have Empyrean. Ooh, I like how he's like almost like celestial, or I don't even know what kind of these how you would describe these arms. And then there's like blue flame. It's like his arms are made of the blue flame here. The mask is really cool. The helmet is actually really sick. Even just like this little divot in the back of the helmet just adds a lot for me. I don't know why, but it looks really good. He looks like, okay, hold on. He looks like he's been plopped down with some neon all over on his armor here. Lots of different color variations on the Empyrean. This is a really good skin as well. This actually kind of reminds me of like somehow, I don't know if you guys have seen the Jason Momoa Aquaman movie, but I don't know, this is giving like Aquaman vibes, especially because the weapon looks like a trident to me. And then like if you look at his feet closely, they're kind of like fins, almost like a fish. That's what I'm kind of getting here with the vibes of the Empyrean skin. All right, and then we have one more. This is Neo packs. Oh, they did a special event for packs in 2023. Oh, this is the visual update, it says. So they visually updated the old pack skin from back here. That's all they did. Yeah, I mean, they gave it a nice flair here. They changed it and made it, they did the opposite color. So instead of it being the yellow purple, it's more the purple yellow now. So very cool. All right, I think this one's actually, I usually struggle with my top 3. I think this time it's actually going to be pretty easy for me. So off the bat, you guys initially saw, I got super excited by the God Staff skin. God Staff skin, 100% in my top 3. I'm actually really enjoying the Mecha Kingdom skin for Jax. It just, it's done really well compared to some of the other mecha skins that I've seen. Just my personal opinion, of course. And then the Empyrean skin. Now, the neon gets a little bit crazy in some of these. Like, the colors aren't the best on some of them. Actually, I'm looking at all of, like, this one I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, that little, like, light green. I'm not the biggest fan of that color, kind of color. But the rest of them look really good. Like, this one I'm not the biggest fan of. But the majority of the Empyrean skins look really good to me. I want to hear from you guys, though. What's your favorite JAX skin? Especially with the rework. I don't know if, like, all of the skins had to get updated because of the rework. Actually, how does that work? You guys let me know in the comments. When they have to rework a champion's look and everything, or update their look, what happens with the older skins? Do they have to go back and just rework all of the older skins to update them as well? Or how does that work? We have a tiny bit of trivia at the bottom. It says JAX's eyes are blue. Okay. JAX was likely inspired by Garrett JAX, the weapons master of the Sword of Shannara trilogy. He was adept with any weapon and was undefeated in combat, though he often wielded a sword and cudgel. Okay, so the Sword of Shannara trilogy. If anybody knows about that, let me know. In the April Fool's Day patch, Wriggle's Lantern was given the following joke passive referencing JAX's usage of a lamppost, which is functionally similar to a lantern as a weapon. That's true, it is very similar. New unique passive taunts nearby JAXs, both enemy and allied. So that's just like a little in-game thing that they added as like a little joke. That's cool. In the now removed official League of Legends forums, the icon of Relentless Assault was used to represent the off-topic discussion section. Okay, that's his basic attack for JAX. All right, that was really cool. These skins were actually, I had a really good time looking at the skins for JAX. The reason why is because I actually enjoyed the majority of them. Some of the champions we look at, I'm like kind of 50-50. Some of the skins I'm kind of about. This one, I enjoyed the majority of JAX's skins. It's making me like his champion even more, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and move on to the Fandom Wiki now. All right, everybody, let's keep things going. We now have the Fandom Wiki for JAX. A lot of this is repeat stuff again from the story and biography, so we are just going to skip over it. But we're going to move on, starting with the appearance here. So JAX wears purple robes with blue tinted stripes and patterns in various places. He carries with him a brazier stave used to contain elemental fire that can harm the void. His most defining feature is his mask with 6 glowing blue eyes that covers his entire face. Now, I want to know more about that mask. You know what I mean? Like, there's no origin that's been given to me about his mask. It is not known what he looks like underneath his mask. However, during the events of Acacia's destruction, he was described as having a shaven head, a forked beard, and skin pockmarked by a childhood illness. And that was mentioned in what? In Acacia's destruction. Yeah, so we don't know anything about the mask unless there's something that I may have missed. If you guys know something about JAX's mask particularly, please let me know in the comments because it hasn't been mentioned anywhere. Just like no origin to what that is or where it came from. Personality, we have always itching for a fight. JAX is a brazen and arrogant individual wanting to find an opponent that presents him a challenge. Despite this brazen personality, JAX still harbors personal doubt because of the events of Acacia, which changed him forever, right? He overall, though, he seems like a good guy, is what I'll say about JAX. He may be arrogant, he may be brazen, but, you know, he really is looking for a challenge because he ultimately wants to destroy the void and he needs fighters to help him do that. Abilities, all we have is, oh, and then it shows a quote. Imagine if I had a real weapon. That's pretty funny. So abilities, it says weapons master. When he was young, JAX devoted himself to the study of weapons and arms, as such as is a master of combat with weapons, defeating many in duels over the course of his life. He has the brazier stave. JAX wields an ignited brazier stave that can harm the void. He uses this as a weapon in almost every combat situation he finds himself in, as he finds it more challenging. Oh, okay. And then extended life. The magic emanating from the brazier stave has extended JAX's life and continues to do so. JAX is currently more than 3,500 years old. Is that true? Is that the age that we're getting for JAX? So now, I didn't know that the brazier stave was actually the thing keeping him alive. And the fact that, if this is true that he's 3,500 years old, this is the first, you know, of me hearing it. Because I don't know when the whole destruction of Acacia actually happened. I don't know how long ago that happened compared to present time. I just don't recall the full timeline and everything. But that's really cool that the brazier stave is actually keeping him alive. It's like he still has to complete his task of destroying the void with the, you know, with the elemental fire that's inside of the stave before he can perish or whatever. All right, relations. We have his relationship with the Ascended. JAX fought against the God Warriors of Shurima during the final days of Acacia. This would include Aatrox, Nasus, Renekton, Varus, and possibly Rast. Erast. Okay, so that's really just his only connection with the Ascended, and Shurima, of course, because of, you know, he was fighting against Shurima when he was living in Acacia. And then we have Fiora, which we know from the story, but it says, while looking for people to join his rebuilt Kohari force, JAX stood on a bridge belonging to House Laurent, of which Fiora is a part of. After defeating numerous Demacian warriors and fighters on the bridge, JAX fought Fiora. It is not known the outcome of this fight. However, it is known that both survived the encounter. Yeah, we would have heard of one of their deaths, right? And then they have a little bit of trivia at the bottom for him. Before lore retconning, the name JAX was Ionian. Okay. Now, when it says before lore retconning, now was that lore that was retconned before our rework that just happened, or was there another lore retcon that happened a few years back or so? Because I know JAX is very old. And then it says JAX's full name is JAX Kale Rinks Kohari Ikethun. His full name consists of 5 elements specific to Acacian naming convention. So his birth name, which is JAX, mother's name, Kale, and then I'm going to say father's name is Rinks, occupation/social standing, so Kohari, and then clan name is Ikethun. Oh, that's really cool. That's why they have 5 parts to their name. Got it. Before his transformation, JAX was a giant with a shaven head, skin pockmarked by the ravages of childhood illness, and a forked beard stiffened to points with wax and white chalk. Though considered a master of weapons, he often wielded an Acacian axe-headed polearm as his primary weapon, which is actually a discarded brazier stave blazed with elemental fire that can harm the void. JAX's favorite food is eggs, particularly those from a certain caravansary in the Shuriman city of Uzeris. His preferred method of egg consumption is to boil them. Okay, he likes boiled eggs. And he is more than 3,500 years old, as he was present during the fall of Acacia. Okay, so that's how long ago Acacia fell. So that's why it's confirming that he is 3,500 years old. Got it. It is hinted that he can live longer than usual due to being non-human like a lot of Acacian citizens. The elemental fire inside his polearm also greatly extends his lifespan. Yeah, we don't know that he definitely is non-human, right? He's got like these 3 fingers, first of all. He also has, from his fingers that we can see, he's like purple skin or whatever I would say. And then it says JAX was not mutated by the void during the fall of Acacia. Okay, I guess somebody had to clarify that. That's all we have in the fandom. I actually really liked this fandom. The last couple of fandom wikis that we've read for some of the champs have been a little short. There hasn't been too much info on them. But this one was short and sweet as well, but it actually had some useful information in my opinion. I do still really want to know if there's anything known. I assume it would be straight up in our fandom here, but I want to know why he wears like this mask with the 6 holes in it. It makes him look really cool. Other than that though, maybe we don't know anything because he is 3,500 years old, and maybe it's just an old relic of a mask that he wore 3,500 years ago. It was just part of the Kohari look or something. It's a very cool looking mask, as you can kind of see it here. And I think I would like to know more about JAX in terms of his origin being 3,500 years old. He has to have had a lot of experiences in those, 3,500 years. Hopefully we get more info about what's occurred while he's been alive, right? All right, that's going to be it for all of this stuff, guys. We finally have the voice lines to check out, and these are going to be brand new ones from Riot. All right, guys, moment of truth here. We got JAX card special interactions in Legends of Runeterra, and these are, like a little over a year old whenever JAX got added to Legends of Runeterra. So let's go ahead and finally listen to these. Legends of Runeterra voice lines, there's usually only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so of voice lines, so it's not going to be too much, but let's go ahead and listen.
Think you could fish up something to eat after this battle?
Catch and release only. Do you kill everyone you beat?
Hey, cat.
Oh, we're already like getting a thing right off the bat here. Yeah, JAX doesn't seem like he kills everybody at all. He doesn't kill anybody, it seems like, especially in the story that we read with him and the Demacians.
How's the ship holding up?
Still full of holes after you taunted that sea monster, you dolt.
Just me, or did it get a lot scarier in here?
Okay, I'm already loving the voice lines. We've only gotten 2 from this.
No, JAX, I'm on your side. Don't worry.
Did I see you using my lamp to stir the pot last night?
Sorry, all the spoons were dirty.
Glad there's a chef on the team now. What's for dinner?
Oh, I spilled tonight's stew in our last battle. Oops.
Oh.
Shurima, your emperor has returned.
Uh-oh.
Glad you could make it to the second uprising, Feathers.
Ooh, he called him Feathers.
You need not follow, but you will witness.
Gonna witness this lamp in your face.
Okay, Jax is already like, we're not getting too many voice lines so far, but these are all really
I
good.
went a bloody path through Shurima.
Took a while for that Imperial mask to slip.
Oh,
Got a whetstone?
yo,
Gotta
he's a little
sharpen my
sassy, you know what I'm
lamp.
saying?
If you're gonna sit down, make sure you stretch.
Make sure you stretch.
Winning never gets old. Gotta keep that light burning.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, no round two? Boo. Hey.
Okay, he's kind of got like dad joke vibes, I feel like.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh, okay, as I say that, he goes, how many fingers am I holding up?
You got nothing I can't handle. You're gonna want to watch this.
Okay.
Ah, Old Faithful.
Oh, okay, there we go. He's calling the light of Acacia Old Faithful. True.
Whoa. This ain't just a lamp.
I'm sure he has to clarify that like all the time because he's been carrying the thing for 3,500 years.
Show you how we did it in Acacia. Even if you fall, your fighting spirit will keep on going. Yeah, who needs weapons? Gotta stay on your toes.
Okay.
You and you,
Entrancing lure.
switch. Keep it moving, team.
Have you anything?
All right. Those were really good. Let's go ahead. Sometimes there's a little bit more scattered in here. Let me go and find them.
Jax, teach me a new secret move.
You kidding? I'm waiting on you to teach me.
I need your power,
Okay, so he's good with kids. Is basically what I feel like we got out of that voice line there.
Don't do memories. Do war, though. You in?
Am I? Yes, I am in.
What a weird voice line that was. Acathian Mirage. Okay.
You bound toward war and cower from Acacia.
Guilty. And guilty.
You. Wait a minute. Let's unpack that one. You bound toward war, guilty, because he wants to get revenge. He wants to destroy the void. And then he cowers from Acacia.
Guilty.
I guess.
Guilty.
But he can't go too far from there, but he cowers from his past. It's been mentioned before that, you know, the further he gets away from Acacia, the light in the lamppost gets a little bit, you know, dimmer. So I guess it's true. All right, guys, that was a little bit short and sweet, but I think these were really good. I don't know what I truly expected, but I didn't expect Jax to have like this little, I don't know, he's got like these dad joke kind of humor to him, it seems like. And he just seems like he's having a good time. Being 3,500 years old, he still has a sense of humor. He still seems like relaxed and kind of nonchalant and just kind of whatever about everything. But he's still, you know, obviously that's probably how he tricks some of his opponents into thinking that he's probably, you know, he's probably not a good fighter or whatever. He's probably nothing. But then when people go to fight him in combat, he's like a master at it, right? A lot of these voice lines, obviously, I didn't expect any reactions or interactions, with other champions, because as far as we know, he doesn't really have any interactions with any of our main champions besides Fiora from the one story that we read. You know, obviously, he dealt with the Shurimans a long time ago. We did have the one with Azir. You know, he called them Feathers. He said the second uprising, yada, yada. But yeah, I didn't expect too many interactions with him. But it does seem like he just had a little bit of jokes about his lamppost, which I thought were really funny. And then just kind of like dad joke humor with some of the other voice lines we got. These were really fun. I hope these are also included in the League of Legends ones, and you know, the humor translates over there. All right, last but not least, we have JAX special interactions. Let's go ahead and listen.
Yeesh, Aatrox.
Oh.
I thought war gave me issues.
Ooh, we're already getting Aatrox out the bat. I was hoping we would have actual interactions with other people.
Facing the Ascended again. This ought to be good.
Okay.
You are everything I stand against, Void Empress. You'll go no further.
Wow. Of all the people for him to have interactions with, Belveth was not even somebody that made sense to me, but it clearly makes sense.
Your terror bears no teeth.
It's going to be all the Void champs now. Huh.
Darken. Twisted by Shurima, fallen to the void, bound to your weapon. I get it.
Yep. Okay, he gets it because he's literally bound to this weapon too. That's really interesting. Obviously, he's bound in a different way, but that's really cool.
Ready for a rematch?
Ready for a rematch. Now, do we think he won that fight? I feel like he didn't lose. Like, he wins that fight and lets Fiora go.
Aethia! There, a battle cry before your beatdown, Garen.
Does everybody have to make fun of Garen's Demacia line? I think we do, right?
Hey, Gragas!
Gragas.
What do you say you and I grab a drink after this?
Okay, wait a minute. Is Gragas an actual champion you can play? There's no way.
You testing me, Alawi? I'm in. Oh, if it isn't the whippersnapper and a void rapper. Care to spar?
Okay, but he didn't like outright just like denounce her as a void person, right? Because she really isn't.
Alone against the void.
Actually, if anything, let me roll it back. If anything, he should be recruiting Kaisa to help him in his fight against the void.
Spar? Kassadin. Alone against the void's only a matter of time before it gets to you.
Kale.
Kale. Being so self-righteous takes all the fun out of fighting.
Yo, I love that we're getting interactions with so many people.
Cassante. Let me demonstrate.
Okay, we don't know anything about
Prophet of the
Cassante.
Void? Bet you didn't see this coming. I don't read history, Nasus. I make it.
Okay, I already have to pause because so there's a few here we're already rolling past. Cassante, Malzahar, the Kassadin one even. I know Malzahar and Kassadin are related to the Void, of course. Nasus, I haven't reacted to any of these. Cassante, I haven't reacted to any of them. So please let me know in the comments like what any of these voice lines are meaning for these champions because I don't know anything about them.
I don't hold grudges, Shuriman, but I don't hold back either. Voidborn, I'll light the way back to the pit you crawled out of.
Yeah, see, he didn't say something like that to
a man
Kaisa.
of Acacia. You saved the past. I've got the future.
Oh, Zillion's from Acacia. Okay.
Couldn't even defeat me as a literal sword, Aatrox. That was over easy.
Did he just make... Okay, we found out in the Fandom Wiki that his favorite eggs or his favorite food is boiled eggs, and he just did an egg joke.
Keep your empire to yourself, Feathers.
Calling Azir Feathers again.
Void Empress? More like Void Unimpressed.
See, this is what I mean about the dad joke vibes. That's all I'm getting out of Jax here. I mean, it's great,
Shut your
though.
gullet, Cho'Gath. Loosen up, Fiora. Tension ruins your technique.
She probably is really tense.
Well, Kaisa, what did you learn?
The way he said it.
Kathian Lamp 1, Nazuman and Tofos 0.
Nazuman and Tofos. Huh.
Pipe down, Prophet. Now your history, Nasus.
I really want to get into Malzahar and Kassadin, I think.
Croaked. Seen everything now. Solid warm-up. Who's next?
Okay, first kill.
Just getting started.
These are really good voice lines. You guys will have to let me know what your thoughts are on the voice lines.
Any weapon, any army, anyone. I remain unmatched.
You know, it's not every day that we get voice lines updated for a champion.
I'm a Jax of all trades.
Oh, come on, Jax. Don't do that.
Turret had it coming.
So many dad jokes.
Tower looked at me funny.
Tower looked at me funny. Okay, that one was really
let
good.
Me do that, huh? All brick, no bite.
These are so bad, but they're so
Not
good.
taking this place while I'm here, Nasher.
Okay.
Don't want what you're heralding. Thanks.
Okay, come on.
Not bad. I'll have to remember that one for the road.
He's a comedian,
Fighting
man.
words, my favorite kind.
That's
I
funny.
never get tired of a worthy fight. What you lacked in fortitude, you made up in, dirt. Shame. You could have turned the tides with a bit more practice.
Okay.
Still packs a wallop after all this time.
Yeah, that brazier
Let
must
this light
be
a fire under you.
That thing must be indestructible.
Yes, you did just lose to a guy with a lamppost.
I love that line. That's really funny.
Good try. You almost left a scratch.
Okay.
Really don't want to fight you.
He's very
Who
arrogant,
am I
but
kidding? Line up.
I mean, does he have any reason not to be like this,
Let
though?
me grab some more wisdom and experience.
Okay, hold on. I have to pause at that one. That felt like sarcasm coming out of him. Very much so. Let's roll that back. He sounded so sarcastic.
Let me grab some more wisdom and experience.
He says it wisdom and experience.
Don't care who you are or where you're from. Question is, can you fight?
Okay.
Show me something new. I'll even give you the first hit.
Oh.
Oh,
He just wants to learn more
just a fancy
fighting
looking
techniques.
lamp. Don't worry about it. Make
Don't
it
lie,
quick.
Jax.
I'm feeling peckish and got a boiled egg waiting for me.
Oh my, the boiled egg again.
We duel to the death. Or till you surrender. I'm not picky. You stretch first? Be embarrassing if you pulled something.
That's funny. He mentioned stretching a couple
Inflation's
times.
Really getting out of control.
Wait. They did not just do an inflation joke. They did not just do an inflation joke because it's so bad right now. Okay.
Your discounts?
And then the senior discounts. I gotta hand it to Riot. We're 5 minutes in. I think these are really good. I want to hear from you guys though. I think these voice lines are really, really, really good.
Ha! Still trying to sell me an actual weapon.
Nope.
Shopkeep hitting me harder than my enemies.
Hmm.
Can't tell if they just got lucky or if that took real skill.
Hmm.
Those
This is respawns.
knuckleheads are getting too rowdy.
Too rowdy.
Didn't see that coming, even though I've got... How many eyes?
Oh, wait. So is he implying that all of those holes in his mask are all his eyes? I didn't actually know that.
I'll be feeling that in the morning.
Okay.
Surprise! I'm back. Aw, no one? Ouch! Don't much care for the humbling. Alright, now I put my serious helmet on.
My serious helmet.
Not as spry as I used to be, I guess.
I feel like he'd take the helmet off if he was trying to be serious.
Here. Huh, I thought they'd never ask.
Definitely likes to
Standing
fight.
the light of Acacia and a run-of-the-mill lantern? Just my style. Listen here,
It's worked
people.
so far.
I'm not here to clean up your messes. This is a lamp, not a mop.
Did somebody call it a mop?
If you get lost, look for my light. Unless, of course, it's lodged in somebody's skull.
Oh, okay. That got real serious, Jax.
Looks like I'll be carrying more than my own weight today.
Talking about his teammates.
Word of wisdom to the rest of you. The secret to a long life? Not dying.
I never thought of that. You know, I just never thought of that one, huh?
Hero I ever knew was just a kid. Here's to you, champ.
Bravest hero I ever knew was just a kid. Here's to you, champ. Am I forgetting something from the story and biography that we read? If I totally am, you guys let me know, because I do these recordings on separate days, just an FYI.
Shed my old name a long time ago. Didn't deserve it anymore.
Ooh, he's getting
Living
serious
through
here.
rough times makes you appreciate the simple things, like good company or a hard-boiled egg. Back in
that
my
hard-boiled
day,
egg, man.
we didn't need fancy weapons.
Okay, the line here, back in my day, is just confirming that like they made Jax a boomer, right? Or just like an old timer, essentially.
Still don't.
Yeah, he's still using the same
Felt lost
lamppost.
before, but you know, I never felt defeated. Acacia fell, but the rest of the world won't follow. Not on my watch.
Good for you, Jax.
If my old Kohari comrades saw me now, they'd probably say I've lost my touch. Love sitting
It's
around
been a long
the
time, though,
lamplight
man.
and counting my scars after a long day of beating up bad guys. My flame's been burning a good while, Still haven't found someone worthy to carry the torch.
Yeah, you know, that's surprising. We need him to run into more, and it's surprising that, well, I guess you wouldn't think any of the Darkin because they're all just evil anyways, but you would think he would have found somebody worthy by now, and I really hope he does.
Any good fishing spots around here? And now...
He's into fishing. Oh, literally, he's fishing right now. You can fish? What? Okay, hold on. I was going to say, he's totally into fishing. We have an angler skin.
Wily one.
I guess when you're 3,500 years old, that's probably something you'd pick up, right?
Eating good tonight. Life swims on.
Life swims on.
Gotcha.
When do you have time to go fishing? Never. I love that that's in the game, though. Guys, I really enjoyed these voice lines. And I want to say that JAX, with this rework, he's become one of my favorites. I don't know. He just seems like a really fun guy. I guess I'll put it that way. I don't know. I really enjoyed his origin story. I enjoy all of his voice lines. I just like the humor. I know it's like bad, but it's like good kind of humor. And then I really enjoyed all the skins that we saw for this character. So I have like no complaints about this champion whatsoever. He had a lot of interactions here at the beginning. Obviously, they did that on purpose because, you know, he is an older champion, 3,500 years old. And then they just did the rework. So they got to include interactions with other people. Obviously, it has to make sense. And I could see how these all could make sense that he possibly ran into some of these people at some point, right? The Belveth one is really interesting. But the other ones that I'm more interested in are the non-void voice lines. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments specifically on like some of the Kassadin ones, the Malzahar, etc., Cassante, and what some of those voice lines mean, the Nasus, Renekton, and things like that. So please let me know in the comments on that. Again, yeah, like solidifying that JAX is supposed to be our boomer character, essentially, when he starts off one of the voice lines saying, back in my day. It's a very typical like boomer voice line to do. But, you know, I'm here for it. Some of the dad jokes were actually kind of funny. Again, some of them are just bad, but they're bad in a good way. So I really think Riot did a great job with the rework. I want to hear from you guys, though, overall, like how you guys think they did on the rework in the sense of just his whole champion, like the look, the voice lines. I want to hear from you guys all about that stuff. So now what I always like to do, though, is I always, again, want to see where I think the champion could go in the future. I really want JAX to finally find somebody that is worthy to him to help fight against the Void. Now, there's obviously a few champions that I could think of, but I just don't know what he's actually looking for in a fighter specifically. You know, we got Kaisa, who I thought would probably be good enough as a fighter. And she's against the Void, and she's trying to destroy the Void as well. You know, they could team up together against Belveth or something. I just don't know. I feel like we got to find somebody for him. If there's anybody that you guys think you would want JAX to, like, run into and spar with or something, let me know in the comments on that one. There's a few that would be really cool to see him fight up against. I don't know if he would be good against Silas. He would probably just beat Silas real easy. I don't know. I can't think of, like, some of the... Ionians that I actually have not reacted to yet, like Zed, Shen, Akali, Master Yi, some of those champions. You guys will have to let me know if, like, maybe if he went up against some of them, would he still win? It seems like JAX is unbeatable in combat. You know, we obviously have our other champions that are just immortal, that maybe are a little bit different. Like, obviously, he would lose to Aurelion Sol. He would lose to Zoe, those kinds of champions. Would he be able to defeat Swain? Would he be able to defeat Sion? You know, those kinds of champs. I don't know. I just like matching up JAX against some of these champs because he is a combat master, and his whole like origin and story seems to revolve around him wanting to fight and spar with other champions. So that's why I'm kind of like in my head kind of putting up JAX against other champions for fun. So whoever suggested to react to JAX because, you know, he just had his rework done, thank you very much. I thought this was a fun reaction. I know it might not be as popular as some of the other ones because, you know, it's all very brand new and, you know, I don't know. JAX is an old champion, but, you know, this is all new stuff. So who knows? Maybe this will be something that you guys all wanted to see. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Check out the channel. We got a bunch of other things that I have reacted to, so consider subscribing to the channel as well. And let me know in the comments who I should react to next. we have, I mean, I have a list, but I don't have any, you know, initial direction that I should go in. So please let me know who I should react to in the next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.